Hey friends, okay, so we are continuing our cruise through history. We finished last episode with the 6th century, and now we are on to the 5th century BC, which is before Christ. Whoever doesn't know or forgot. We are moving forward to the present. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to start a timer as always so I don't rant for too long because I can get boring and weird if I rant. Let's get started. All right, so it's the 5th century BC. Obviously, this is everything that's happening from 500 until 400. So that's all the stuff that starts with 400 would be the 5th century. Let us continue and get into this. So this century saw the establishment of Pataliputra. Never heard of this. Pataliputra is adjacent to modern-day Patna, a city in ancient India. Okay, so this is something in India, in the subcontinent. So the century saw the establishment of Pataliputra as a capital of, the Magadha Empire. This city would later become the ruling capital of different Indian kingdoms for about 1,000 years. This period saw the rise of two great philosophical schools of the East, Jainism and Buddhism. Jainism. This is its own religion, also known as Jain Dharma. In Indian religion, Jainism traces its spiritual ideas and history through the succession of 24 Tirthankaras, with the first being the current time cycle. So this very complex niche religion, local religion, and we have also Buddhism, which of course is Buddha Dharma. So we have Jain Dharma and Buddha Dharma. In Indian religion and philosophical tradition based on the teachings of Buddha, a wandering teacher who lived in the 6th and 5th century BCE. Let's continue. The period saw Mahavira and Buddha spreading their respective teachings in the northern plains of India. This essentially changed the socio-cultural and political dynamics of South Asia. Buddhism would later go on to become one of the major world religions. Awesome. So a lot of stuff going on. Let's continue. This period also saw the work of Yaska, who created Nirukta, one of the 6 ancient Vedangas, or ancillary science connected with the Vedas. Okay. This would lay the foundation stone for Sanskrit grammar, one of the oldest works on grammar known to mankind. Okay, so this is subcontinent stuff. Now we're going to go kind of to Western history stuff. So this century is also traditionally recognized as the classical period of the Greeks, which would continue all the way through the 4th century until the time of Alexander the Great, the life of Socrates, and represented a major milestone in Greek philosophy through his teachings, though his teachings only survived through the work of his students, most notably Plato and Xenophon. The tragedians, Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, as well as the comedian Aristophanes, all date from this era, and many of their works are still considered the classics of Western theatrical canon. We got this cool picture of the Pantheon. Let's have a look. A bit pixely, but it's free, and Wikipedia has it right there, so I can't complain. All right. And the last section, I think we're going to finish this one up on time, and I'm not going to go over time like last video. The Persian Wars fought between, the Persian Wars. This is like kind of, if you've seen 300, you're always that's what it reminds me of instantly. Fought between a coalition of Greek cities, and the vast Achaemenid Persian Empire was a pivotal movement in Greek politics. The Greeks successfully prevented the annexation of Greece by the Persians in the Battle of Plataea in Mycale and further counterattacks. Afterwards, Sparta, the dominant power in the coalition, had no intention of further offensive action and considered the war over. Meanwhile, Athens counterattacked, liberating Greek subject of the Persian Empire up and down the Ionian coast, mobilizing a new coalition, the Delian League. Tensions between Athens and its growing imperialistic ambitions as leader of the Delian League and traditional dominant Sparta led to a protracted stalemate in the Peloponnesian War. So, to sum up the stuff, we have kind of like a growing, a lot of like religions being established in the subcontinent, including Jainism and Buddhism, and also like the beginnings of Sanskrit. And in the West, we have the beginnings of like the Greek classical age, and a lot of important like theater and classics of Western traditional canon are arising. And of course, the Persian Wars, which is kind of like the Western, or rather the Greek, like city-states fighting off, fending themselves, keeping their independence from the Achaemenid Persian Empire. Awesome. We finished on time. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See you guys next time.